that some people did something, all of us were starting to lose.
George Floyd, Jesse Smollett, COVID-19, the January 6th insurrection, hands up, don't shoot, Michael Brown. All of these are frauds, hoaxes perpetrated on the American public by Democrats and the media working together to try and seize further power over you, lock you up, lock you away, burn down your cities, and to ensure that they rule forever. And I don't want to be hoaxed. I don't want to be defrauded any longer. I refuse to give in to the psyops. I refuse to give in to the social pressure. And therefore, we have looked at this attack on Ilhan Omar with some skepticism on this channel because, well, it just seems all too convenient. None of the attack makes sense. You know, here's Ilhan Omar giving a speech. She looks directly at and nods at the individual who's about to spray her with a syringe. And then instead of, well, doing what you would do if you were actually attacking somebody, not like I'm calling for that, but this is what you would do. We've all seen what an attack looks like. The attacker runs away, runs right into the waiting arms of Ilhan Omar's security as Ilhan Omar, who's half his size, runs toward him with her fist up as though she's finna fight him. Okay. Then something even more remarkable happens. Ilhan Omar just keeps giving a speech. And she gives a speech for another 10 minutes. Then she does press interviews wearing the same clothes that she was just sprayed in. You can see here, she's sprayed it, by the way, unflinchingly sprayed, right? She barely even jumps. And, well, that's why we think there's something fishy going on. Also, the attacker has long ties to left-wing activism. His wife is big fans of AOC and Ilhan Omar. He's got kids that are genderqueer and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so it just makes us think that there's something fishy happening. And, well, we're not going to apologize for that. The point is that we now know what was being sprayed on Ilhan Omar. The reason why this is so weird is because, well, what if he was spraying the bubonic plague? What if he was spraying SARS or anthrax? What if he was spraying her with acid? This happens a lot in the Muslim world where you are sprayed with acid and you're disfigured and it's horrible. What if she was sprayed with something that had a contagion element to it? Again, the plague. I don't know. Smallpox. What if she was sprayed with something that could have gotten everybody else sick? You know, she didn't know. And so why the hell is she continuing her speech? She does. She just continues giving a speech, just hanging out with everyone, rolling out. She didn't try and change. She didn't try and wash her skin. She didn't try and wash her clothes. Anyway, we now know what she was sprayed with. You know, the reason why this doesn't shock us is that Ilhan Omar acts as though she knows that what she's being sprayed with is a completely and totally harmless substance. And sure enough, hazmat crews reveal that Ilhan Omar was sprayed with apple cider vinegar. Oh no. Apple cider vinegar, you mean the harmless cooking and cleaning liquid that virtually every American house has? You can just buy it off the shelf at any grocery store? Got it. Ilhan Omar was hit with the kitchen staple when 55-year-old Anthony Kazmirziak stormed the podium and left the congresswoman firing off an anti-ice spiel. Okay. So there he has a syringe of apple cider vinegar. Sure, dude. Yeah, that's right. This is a great idea. He's charged with third-degree assault. He needs to be charged federally, and then they need to depose Ilhan Omar. Something doesn't sit right here. Something's still not right with all this. Apple cider vinegar. Why would you destroy your life over apple cider vinegar? Why wouldn't you just get up and yell at her? Why would you commit the felony? If you got up and yelled at her, there's no felony. You spray her with something that is, again, a harmless substance, which we're thankful for. It's not like we're cheering for that. We're not cheering for anything bad to happen to anyone. But what I'm saying is it don't make no sense, okay? I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday. Minneapolis council member who ended up being hit by some of the liquid told the Post that the stench was so bad that she vomited. It was like vinegar or ammonia. Well, it was literally vinegar, okay? I started smelling really like apple cider vinegar-y, she says. Then it started to smell like ammonia, like strong, pure ammonia smell. I was wondering whether the smell was going to go away. I got sick to my stomach, and I went outside and threw up because the smell was so strong. Oh, apple cider vinegar. All right. Kamirziak was caught on video allegedly spraying the amber-colored liquid on Ilhan Omar's chest moments after leaping out of a front row seat. And he got tackled. There you go. Sources tell me apple cider vinegar was what sprayed Ilhan Omar last night. So what? The more we learn, the more staged it looks. Donald Trump saying, well, maybe she sprayed herself, calling Ilhan Omar a fraud. We need a common sense apple cider vinegar regulation in America. This madness has to end. Apple cider vinegar can be used in drinks that you're making on a summer day. You can drink it. Last night, attack on Ms. Omar's time to demand direct action. We need a complete federal ban on apple cider vinegar. Everyone's making the same joke. Turns out Ilhan Omar got sprayed with apple cider vinegar last night. Totally not staged. Update, she got sprayed by apple cider vinegar. It goes far beyond just apple cider vinegar. Congress must also regulate balsamic, red, distilled malt vinegar, and the whole aceto-industrial complex. There you go. Turns out Ilhan Omar barely survived someone tossing apple cider vinegar on her shirt last night. A bunch of low IQ leftists who put a false flag operation together. Everyone's still calling this even more staged now. It's being reported that Ilhan Omar was sprayed with apple cider vinegar because this is not 100% staged. I've survived taking shots of apple cider vinegar if CNN wants to interview me about it. Yes, you can ingest it. I mean, I'm not saying go drink a gallon of it. I'm just saying this is a harmless household product that you can buy off any shelf in any counter. Look, at least Jussie Smollett knew he was going to get roughed up a little bit to sell the hoax. Apple cider vinegar, come on. Apple cider vinegar. Ilhan Omar attack. Yeah, I don't buy it. You can watch here. She doesn't even flinch. And then she goes running at the dude. Yeah, and then she goes running at him. Sorry, man. I'm not buying it. Not buying it. And now that I found out what it is, I'm not going to be surprised when it comes out that this is some type of major distraction that was set up. Not going to be surprised. Bookmark this. It's your boy Benny. Stay safe out there from the apple cider vinegar. That is definitely in your cabinet. There.